Hello, good evening. As you can see, I shaved a little. I have to change my look every now and then. I said I was gonna talk about the spiritual realm, and I've been postponing it because I've actually been studying a little bit on the subject, and but I do have a lot to say about it. And I have an experience that I can share today. It's always a little bit weird to me that, of course, this this is what it involves. You know, the world in which we are is trying to keep us blind and dumb and not understanding that there's a whole other world living with us at the same time. You know, so if we're not tapping into that, then we are not having the whole picture of what our experience is here. So, uh, like I talk to people sometimes, I've come across a couple of young people that are atheists. You know, they call themselves atheists and they don't believe in nothing. They, of course, this um, if you are a person with some degree of intelligence and you see some fake ass bastard uh, feeding you a bunch of lies and getting taking advantage of people, you're not gonna gravitate towards that. You even if you have the intention or the will to get near to God, this is you end up being the prey of wolves. So, who are disguised as pastors? So, um, it's really sad, you know. But it's where we are right now. That the whole thing has been corrupted. So that's why nobody knows where to go anymore, and uh, that's why it's tough, you know. But the if you're really truthfully uh, looking for an answer, then you have to dig digger. I mean, dig deeper and deeper in everything that and that's why sometimes we find some truth, whereas least expected. It's like I found Mark Passio, and who's a ex-Satanist, you know, and it, for me to gravitate towards a person like that it was involved in this kind of stuff. It sounds crazy, but no, because I listen to what he's saying, and if I find truth, then I'll stick around. You know what I mean? It's just like him and other people I listen to, and that I know that they're saying something that makes sense, is logical, it's good, you know, and I don't have a problem with that. You know, I do have a problem with people taking advantage of other people, faking or making themselves sound so pure and good because they're preaching the Bible, and that all they do is use it to take advantage of other people. So this is not good, you know. So we have to filter all that, and get to the real truth. Like I said before, don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. The scriptures are there. You know, it's like I said, everything works for the purpose of God. God's not gonna uh, if we really study this, you know, we're gonna start understanding a lot of things from that word, you know, and even if it was infiltrated at some points, it's still, you know, it's God's gonna come across, you know, all of that. He's gonna make us aware of things that, you know, even if we have to wait in between the word, you know, that you know, what has more resonance with our spirit, which is we intuitively have all these things in us. That's what's called common sense, you know, because it's innate in us. It's part of us, you know. So that we sometimes reject it, but because of other people, this is a world of deception, you know. So everybody's trying to be deceiving, you know, to let misguide us to go uh, a different path, a different way than what it's really true. And so we have to be inquiring and tapping into the spiritual also, because that's, you know, we're gonna get the most once we learn the yeah, and understand that there's a spiritual world, you know. And sometimes kids, you know, have um, kids are more pure, you know, at heart, even if they're not well behaved. But it's like the innocence, you know, that you just came from nothing. So, and you're here, and it's like, I don't know what it is exactly, but they don't have all those blocking devices that are placed for us not to see the the world, you know, and what it, everything it has in it. So when I was a kid, I was used to sleep in the same bedroom with my brother, and he had a pet pigeon, you know, white dove pigeon, and he used to sleep every day by the window. But you know, my mother was divorced, so sometimes my brother will go and sleep in her bed, you know. So I would stay alone in the bedroom, and I was afraid of the dark and being alone. But um, once I was in bed and fell asleep, I didn't care, you know. I just need to sleep. So, but I woke up in the middle of the night one day, and I noticed something by the door. The door was open, and I noticed something by the door, and it was like, have you seen the ghosts in the movies that are like transparent, like that? That's what it was. It was transparent. It was something that you could get up and touch, actually. So I, at first, I looked to see if it was my grandmother, and it wasn't. You know, because my grandmother would sometimes go to the bathroom, pass by the bedroom, but it wasn't her. So I just saw it. I realized I was seeing a ghost. So I closed my eyes and started, you know, praying the way the Catholics pray. That we have those repetitive prayers. But I just closed my eyes and covered my face, and you know, that's all I did. And When I woke up the next morning, I told my mom, I told everybody, my mom, my dad, my grandmother, and my brother. I told them I saw a ghost last night, and they were like, "Oh my God, nah, you're crazy." And I said, "No, I saw a ghost last night. A ghost was here. I'm not sleeping in that bedroom anymore. So you changed my bed to my mom's bed or her bedroom, or yeah, I'm not sleeping there anymore." So they were confused, because I was serious about it. I wasn't, like I was scared, but I didn't know what it was and what happened. The funny thing is the confirmation of it was when the night came, and I of course didn't sleep there. But guess what? The pigeon that was always sleeping in the same place by the window refused to go into that bedroom also. So neither of us ever slept in that bedroom anymore. We moved out. So it's crazy, to have that experience, but it's real. It happened. It's part of my life. I can't deny it. It's like I'm not pulling your leg. It's as real as anything to me. So, but that's just one thing. That I have more to say about the subject, and I don't understand why the educational system keeps blocking. Well, I do understand, because the system is of the world, and the world is of the under evil control. So, and but they don't see, they don't understand the whole realm, that it's invisible to us, and it doesn't even make sense for us to ignore it. We accept everything. We accept because it's man-made. The things that are supposedly man-made, it's just us playing with the stuff that's already there. So but we don't ever give the credit to God on anything. So that's a big problem for us. And it's like I asked this kid who told me he was an atheist if he believed in for sake of clarity, which is the most common phrase, as karma. He said, "No, I don't believe in that." So, but immediately after, he said, "Do you think that the Jews in Germany were did something to bring that upon themselves?" I'm like, "That's funny that you bring up the Jews. Like, I'm an expert on the subject." And but man, you don't get. He didn't know about the Harvard Agreement. He doesn't know. He didn't know that he never heard of the Rothschilds. And it's like, man, get informed, man. Come on now. Like 6 million Jews and stuff. Come on, man. It's not. I'm not trying to put anybody down. It's like, but they do have their religion and their beliefs. And I used to be, if you go to this evangelical, they praise them like they're another god, like the God's people. So he brings up God's people. You know, it's like funny that you mentioned that once you after right after you told me you're an atheist. The first thing you mentioned is the Jews, the Hitler killing them. If the karma wasn't there, you know, or karma was, if they did something, you know, man, it was weird to me that he brought up that. So I gave him a bunch of notes on what to look for to be more informed on the subject. If it's gonna bring it up, I'm willing to have a discussion. But he just doesn't know anything, and he's immediately after all him after Theodore Herzl and all that. Like, hey, that sounds like a conspiracy. I'm like, wow, they got you good, man. They do. They did a good job with you. But it's like the word they use all the time is everything's a conspiracy. I asked them, you don't think these people conspire all the time? But man, and it's not just him. It's such a young kid, and um, it's, it's urgent for us to try to implement some other kind of education, because it's destroying the youth, and the youth is the future. So for me, it's terrible what they're doing. And they've been doing it forever, and it's like a communism really infiltrating good into this country. And things have to change. And like I said before, we have to be the agents of change. We have to start talking about these things, because it's the only way we're gonna see any kind of change. If we don't communicate this, we stay quiet about it, and nothing's gonna change. Nothing. It has to be all of us together doing the same work, because there are different societies. Some are better than others. So the key is to have that society behave better in order to bring better things for that society. So one of the things is talking about these things, because we have to have good moral values, good ethics, and in my view, we have to get closer to the spiritual. There is a dark side and a good side to it. So I think I said enough. I will talk about it more in the future, because I'm not done with the subject, and I'll probably even share videos of other people and Facebook and stuff, that I share my videos in, because I'm not the only one who knows about this. So there are other people who are better informed than me. So I have to keep getting knowledge and information, because I'm learning. Life is a learning experience, and I don't profess to know everything. I'm just a student. So thank you, and God bless you. Have a good night.